What is going on, everyone? My name is Relic and welcome to the first top 5 on this channel. Top 5s weren't necessarily something I thought of doing at the start of this channel, but on my old Pokemon channel I had done a couple of region related top 5s that people seemed to enjoy. I started doing lists of my favorite Pokemon from every region, and surprisingly I never made a list for Pokemon I liked from Kalos, so today I thought why not finally do it and go ahead and count down my favorite Pokemon from the Kalos region. Before I head on to number 5, I felt like sharing that although Pokemon X and Y introduced 72 new Pokemon to the Kalos region, I don't think I can relate to most of the Pokemon introduced, and so making this list and narrowing it down was somewhat difficult because I had to look at those Pokemon's appearances, how they fought in battle, and how they appealed to me personally when I was playing through the game. But kicking off this list at number 5 is Villon. Villon is of course the final evolution of the starter bug of Kalos, Scatterbug, and what makes Villon so cool and why a lot of people like it is because it has up to 20 different patterns on its wings. Not only that, it's the only Pokemon other than Arbok that gets to have different patterns, but unlike Arbok, you can tell the difference from just looking at the different color combinations that the Villon patterns have. It also gets a couple of good moves like Psychic, Draining Kiss, Hurricane, and Bug Buzz to boost that awesome design. In the number 4 spot today we have Aegislash. Have this Pokemon on your team? It's very cool. Face It on the other hand, not so much. You could probably say Aegislash is a double-edged sword. Good joke? No? Okay. The reason why many people hate facing Aegislash is because of its ability, Stance Change, which is only exclusive to Aegislash. Stance Change allows Aegislash to switch between Shield form and Blade form. When using an attacking move, let's say for example Shadow Claw, Aegislash takes the Blade form, which increases its attack stat while lowering its defense. Now that Aegislash is in Blade form, the only way to return to Shield form is by using King's Shield, which is one of the most annoying moves learned by Aegislash. King's Shield can be very annoying because it works as Protect for Aegislash while harshly dropping any Pokemon that attacks it with a physical attacking move. To be very specific, let's say you have an Infernape with Flare Blitz. If you hit Flare Blitz on Aegislash while it has King's Shield up, Infernape's attack stat will go down by 2, which is harshly fallen. Of course, Aegislash is not the only threat in its evolution line. Its pre-evolution, Doublade, is a threat in the UU tier if you give it an Eviolite and make it a Toxic Staller. But other than it being a monster in battle, its design is also not that bad, although a lot of people didn't like Honedge. In my opinion, I did not mind Honedge's sword-like design because I felt like it meant purpose to the region by there being castles and palaces that kind of resembled the medieval times. Also, you can relate Aegislash to the Elite Four Wixstorm, which is a Steel-type user that has Knight armor on. This might mean that other people like Wixstorm who were knights at their time maybe used Aegislash during the Pokemon War. Also, if you haven't seen it already, Aegislash's shiny form is so cool. I think it has a really good color scheme, and that's why it's on number 4 today. Number 3 on the list goes to a water-type Pokemon exclusive to Pokemon X, which in my opinion did not get much recognition as I thought it would, mainly because everybody was so busy with how cool Greninja looked. Clawitzer is a Pokemon that can be found pretty early on in the game in Solar City, Amber Town, and the route between them, but here's the thing, you can't catch it yet. To get Clawitzer, you have to fish for it using the Good Rod or Super Rod, and to get those, you have to wait till later on in the game, Azure Base specifically, where you can get a hold of a Lapras and other water-type Pokemon that get you to forget even Clawitzer exists. Which when you think about it now, it really is sad considering Clawitzer is really good in-game and gets the ability Mega Launcher to boost moves it learns by level up, such as Water Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse, and Aura Sphere. Alright, picking a Pokemon for this spot was fairly hard, but number 2 on this list is Goodra. I had to put a little bit of thought between Goodra or Noivern because in my first run of Pokemon Y, I used Goodra, and in my second, I used Noivern. Both of those Pokemon have their problems since both of them are actually very hard to level up, especially Noibat as you get it very late in the game. Don't get me wrong, I think Noivern has a better design than Goodra, but judging that I used both Pokemon in my playthroughs of Pokemon Y, I could say that Goodra turned out to be the better man. or in this case, the better Pokemon. Disregarding their designs, when it comes to abilities and stats, Noivern has to take the L, as Goodra has better stats than Noivern and gets a more varied moveset. Another reason why I like Goodra more than Noivern is the way you get to evolve it. To evolve Goodra from Sliggoo, you have to have your Sliggoo at level 50 and have it evolve in the rain. Pokemon X and Y was the introduction of two new things other than the new Pokemon and their new abilities. It was 1, the Mega Evolution system, and 2, the new Fairy type. And taking the number 1 spot on today's list and my favorite Pokemon from Kalos was the first ever Fairy type Pokemon to be revealed, Sylveon. Sylveon is not only the first ever Fairy type Pokemon, it is also the 8th evolution. Sylveon has to be the most memorable Pokemon I got in Kalos. The reason for that is how you had to get it. Unlike Umbreon and Espeon, where you had to move around in your bike with your Eevee to raise its happiness, you had to use the new feature in Pokemon X and Y, Poke-Me. To get a Sylveon using Poke-Me, you had to raise your Eevee's affection for you by 2 hearts, and to do that, you had to pet it, feed it Pokepuffs, and play mini games with it. This all might seem like a stretch and a waste of time in-game, but once you get a Sylveon, it really pays the price. As 1, you get a really nice design for it, and 2, you can run so many types of sets that you want on it, and it will work. With its ability Pixelate, you can run normal type moves like Hyper Voice and use those as Fairy type moves, or you can have it as a special defensive Toxic Staller for you. And there you have it, my top 5 favorite Pokemon from Kalos. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but these are my thoughts and opinions that led me to pick these Pokemon. If you don't agree, then comment down what your top 5 favorite Pokemon from Kalos are, and if you want to add why they are, then go ahead, I will gladly read them. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for other top 5s and Let's Play videos, but other than that, I have been Relic, and I will see you all next time.